Hey everybody, it's Nat C. Jones here. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Welcome to my channel, and I really appreciate you being here. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of teams. Teams are the most important part of building a successful business. Why? Because you cannot get anywhere by yourself. If you are someone who likes to work alone, you don't want to work with people, you don't work well with people, you are going to struggle in business because we are human beings. Human beings are relational, okay? And there are so many benefits to having a team. Now, you are hearing this from someone who's an only child. I grew up no kids around, it's me and my parents, and I had to learn over the years how to build relationships, how to work together with people, how to share, how to communicate, and all the things that you need to make a team successful. And now I am obsessed with team building, okay, because I see all of the wonderful benefits of having a team. I'm going to give you an example, okay? I recently, with my business partner, was able to, no, my business partner, I with her, we were able to land a $1.6 million contract with the government to do business. I firmly believe that if we were not working together on this application, we might not have gotten that contract, that much money. I firmly believe that, and she believes that as well. Why? Because during the process, she operated in her strength and I was operating in my strength. She is incredibly brilliant with research. She's smart. She knows where to look. She knows how to find the contracts. I'm really good with numbers. I knew how much money we should ask for and why and how to break down the budget. And she wrote the story about what we were going to do with the money. And together we were able to come up with something fantastic. Now, not only were we able to work well together, but also because I'm a believer and she's a believer and we believe in God and the scripture and having a relationship with Him, we understand that God designed success to be hidden in teams and in relationships. Okay, when Jesus walked the earth, as soon as he got here, he started linking up with people. He linked up with John the Baptist, got baptized. He went and started finding disciples, and they got to work. Why didn't he, being God in flesh, just do everything by himself? He could have, but he was trying to teach us something. He was trying to teach us the importance of working together. He wanted us to understand the importance of teams. And a lot of people step over that. Like they just, if you're a difficult person to work with and you cannot compromise and you can't learn from other people, you may want to skip that step. A lot of entrepreneurs, they start off as sole proprietors and they have a difficult time moving to a larger scale business because they don't know how to build teams. That is one of your most important skills that you need to develop, is how to build teams. I read a book a while ago. I think it was called Good to Great. And when I read books, I'm so extra that if I get to a point in the book where something hits me so hard, I will stop reading the book and say, this is what I was supposed to get from this book. And I did that with that book. I did not read the whole book. I read it until I got to that point where I learned something and I wanted to run with it. I'll have to go back and finish it, later. But in the book, it said that the team is more important than the vision itself. Now, that sounds crazy, but it's true. If your vision is a car, the team is the engine. Now, if you want to drive the car, if you want it to move, you have to have an engine. You have to have that team. Otherwise, it's just sitting there collecting dust in your yard. I remember it was this guy I knew in my early 20s, and I visited his house, and I knew his car was broken down because even though it looked functional, the tires had cobwebs on them. And I remember thinking, if he's not going to fix his car, why is it sitting in his driveway? It's just taking up space. If you're not going to make your vision, give it legs, give it movement, then what's the point of having the dream in the first place? It's just taking up space in your head. I know you guys have met people who love to talk about what they're about to do and some idea they have, and they will talk and talk about the dream, and they never make any moves. Some people are just fully satisfied with talking about the possibility of something happening and not ever having the drive to make it happen or the tools needed to make it happen, the confidence or what have you. But I guarantee you, if you have a dream and you want to make it happen, you're going to have to get a team. There's a reason that dream and team rhyme, okay? Without the team, there is no dream. And so I like to say, I have this quote. People say, teamwork makes the dream work, right? We've heard that. Nat C. Jones says, the team is the dream. The team is the dream. Anybody who joins arms with you and decides that your dream and your vision, they're going to share with you in the burden of carrying that load. They're going to share with you the work to make it happen. That is an angel. That is someone who is a gift from God, and they should be treated as such because they don't have to help you. When someone decides that something that you love, they also love, and they want to see it succeed the same way that you want to see it succeed. Why can't I say succeed? That's a hard word for me. Succeed the way you want to see it succeed. That's such a blessing. And so my number one goal in every business that I have is making sure that my teams feel valued, that they have everything they need. I want to make it really difficult for them to leave me. And it's really hard to leave someone who treats you well. It's hard to leave someone that makes you feel like you matter or there's purpose in your existence or you're significant to the cause. So I wanted to share that today, and I'm going to teach on how to build the best teams. Not just a dream team, but a top tier team, a team that you can give them any assignment and it'll come out like pure gold. That involves identifying each team member's strength and weakness and using both of those. Yes, even the weaknesses are useful to the team. We waste nothing. We don't throw anything away. Every part of every person is useful to the team. Even when you look at the Bible and you look at the 12 disciples, do you understand that Judas, who was considered the villain, was just as important as Peter, if not more? That means they're going to also be on your team. Sometimes there's going to be a Judas. And you can't get rid of Judas. You have to let Judas play out because you have to trust in what God has given you and know that what God has for you is for you, what's yours is yours, and see the silver lining in even the challenges that are brought to the team, even the people who disappoint you on the team. All of that is going to work together for your good, for your team. So, we've all experienced working with people and then feeling like this person did not mean me any good or they were selfish or what have you. That's the Judas experience. But even with that, it can take you to an uncomfortable place in your mission. But some kind of way, it works out. It always works out. You need the Judas just like you need the Peter. Okay? I teach often on teams, and I work with large nonprofits and churches and corporations to help them maximize the capacity of their teams and find the right roles for the team members based on their strengths and weaknesses. Not just their strengths and weaknesses, but also their passion. Because if you can find a role that the team member is passionate about, you won't have to beg them to do it. You won't have to hold their hand. They're going to do the things they're passionate about. Here's the challenge. Sometimes passions are misdirected. So people can be passionate about something that they're not good at all. When that happens, there's a certain way to address that. So we want to know what the team members' strengths are, weaknesses are, passions and disinterest. That sometimes there are things they're not interested in at all because they don't fully understand how they could really brighten up that role, how they could really bring something special to that part of the mission, and that has to be revealed to them, and there's a way to do that as well. So I'm going to be talking more about team building. There's nothing more important. Another example I want to give you about the power of teams. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about the Tower of Babel and how these people decided they were going to build a tower all the way up to heaven. And God himself had to come down and confuse them and stop them because he knew if they work together and they're on one accord, there's nothing that they cannot accomplish. You heard it from me. If you work together, if you have people that are on one accord and they work together and they have peace and a plan, there's nothing that they cannot accomplish. By yourself, you are limited. Do not limit yourself. Any dream, any vision that God has given you, especially for a business, it's going to be bigger than you. It's going to impact more people than you, and it's going to take more than you to carry the load and get the work done. Don't forget that. I hope this little video was inspirational to you and that it gave you some information that will compel you to work even harder at your business and be a greater success today than you were yesterday. Have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye.